The clarity of tears, the secret superpower of crying easily. Welcome to my channel Habit Compass. Today we're looking at a massive paradigm shift. If you're someone who tears up easily, whether it's during a slightly emotional movie, a frustrating meeting at work, or maybe a late night heart-to-heart with a friend, you've probably been told to toughen up at some point in your life, right? We live in this world that often treats visible emotion like it's some sort of vulnerability or flaw. But what if that sensitivity isn't a weakness at all? What if it's actually a profound psychological superpower? In this video, we're going to completely reframe what it means to cry easily. We're diving into some really fascinating insights that might just completely change how you view yourself or the sensitive people in your life.
Consider this insight for a second. You can read emotional subtext the way others read words on a page. Think about how wild that is. While most people are just taking spoken words at face value, if you're a highly sensitive person, someone prone to that clarity of tears, you're constantly reading the unwritten. You're processing an entirely different language. It's this invisible language of feelings, unexpressed needs, and hidden hurts. And to you, those quiet, unspoken signals are literally just as loud and clear as the printed text in a book. It's an absolutely incredible level of perception.
To really cement this idea, let's just picture a really simple situation. Imagine two people having a conversation. To set the scene, let's say one person is projecting this bright, confident, smiley face to the world. They seem totally fine. But right beneath that smile, hidden from plain view, is this jagged heart. It's a representation of inner turmoil, sadness, or stress that they just aren't talking about. Now, let's see what happens when two very different types of people experience the exact same social interaction. Let's look at these two perspectives side by side. First, we have the normal perceiver. When they look at their friend, all they see is that superficial mask. They just see the smiley face. They hear the words, "I'm fine," and they take it completely literally, assuming everything is perfectly normal. But then we have the sensitive perceiver. If you're that person who cries easily, you are the sensitive perceiver. You don't just see the forced smile. Your mind and your empathy instantly lock onto that hidden, jagged heart. You immediately recognize the pain or that heavy masking the other person is trying so desperately to maintain just to keep up appearances. And having that awareness naturally builds into a real healing interaction. It usually happens in 3 distinct steps. Step 1, the sensitive person, seeing that hidden pain, gently points out the jagged heart. They acknowledge what's unwritten, and they do it without judgment. Step 2 is where the magic really happens. The facade drops. That smiley mask fades into a sad face. But it's a deeply necessary sadness, It's the absolute relief of finally feeling completely seen and understood by another human being. And finally, step 3, a simple hug. By simply acknowledging the hidden pain that everyone else literally walked right past, the sensitive person creates a moment of true, profound connection.
So how does this actually work? Because it's not magic, and it certainly isn't just being too emotional. It's actually a highly tuned, deeply calibrated observational skill. When we start looking at the real-world mechanics of this empathetic superpower, we realize it's fundamentally about processing information differently than the average person. Your nervous system is simply picking up more data.
Here's the formal definition we really need to understand: higher emotional resolution. It's defined as the unique psychological ability to perceive subtle emotional subtext, and it's a trait very often found in people who cry easily. Think about it kind of like a high-resolution television. A 4K TV shows you crisp, tiny details that a standard, low-resolution TV just blurs out entirely. Your higher emotional resolution allows you to see the tiny emotional data points that simply don't register for the average person. So sometimes your tears are really just the physical byproduct of your body processing all of that high-definition emotional data at once. It's literally an overflow of pure empathy. Let's break down exactly what that high-definition data looks like in everyday life. People with higher emotional resolution are constantly noticing slight tensions in voices. You hear that tiny crack or the forced pitch when someone insists, "No, really, I'm okay." You're also picking up on subtle energy shifts. You can literally feel the mood of a room or a conversation shift long before a single word is even spoken. Ultimately, you're seeing what others completely miss. You are constantly, instinctively gathering these subtle environmental and physical cues to form a complete, unspoken picture of someone's true mental state. Ultimately, this leads to a really beautiful benefit: uncovering the emotional truth. When you possess this higher emotional resolution, you have the ability to completely bypass superficial interactions. You don't get stuck in the small talk or those polite fictions we all tell each other just to get through the day. Instead, you get straight to the emotional truth right beneath the surface. You give people the incredible gift of not having to pretend around you.
And in a world where so many people feel isolated, exhausted, and profoundly misunderstood, the ability to get to that truth and offer a safe space is nothing short of a superpower. So I want to leave you with this question to reflect on today. How might you use your own emotional resolution to uncover the truth and make someone feel truly seen? The next time you feel those tears pricking at your eyes because you're picking up on someone else's hidden, jagged heart, don't suppress it. Lean into it. Use your superpower. If you learned something new, subscribe to the channel for building better habits through navigating Compass, and share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you.